going to show legs on a chair, but you could be lying down however you want to. Legs over a bolster or on a couch. Just a way to be comfortable. Let your arms rest anywhere, but maybe by your sides, palms up or down. Oh, hi. And you're just bringing your awareness to your breath. Let's see, can keep the wild dogs out. Happy December. I'm going to share a passage from Brené Brown. It's about joy and twinkle lights, which I love. All the lights, all year long twinkles, like make me very happy and joyful. Joy by Brené Brown. Twinkle lights are the perfect metaphor for joy. Joy is not a constant. It comes to us in moments, often ordinary moments. Sometimes we miss out on the bursts of joy because we are too busy chasing down extraordinary moments. Other times, we're so afraid of the dark that we don't dare let ourselves enjoy the light. I believe a joyful life is made up of joyful moments, gracefully strung together by trust, gratitude, inspiration, and faith. And take some breaths here. Breathing in twinkle lights and joy. And if you want to incorporate a mantra, you might inhale, I am, exhale, light, or joyful, or love, whatever you would like to add for the second part. Inhaling, I am, exhaling, joyful. Taking a few more breaths right here, using your mantra or very present with your breath. And bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. You can release the mantra from your heart outward, from our hearts outward. We'll send something good out into the world. Some joy, some twinkle lights, some healing. And release your arms and just start by wiggling fingers and toes. And you can circle ankles and wrists. Hug your right leg in. You can hold the shin or the thigh. And feel free to move the leg around, or you can be perfectly still. Switch sides, hugging in your left leg and deciding, holding shin or behind your thigh, keeping the leg still, or maybe invite some gentle movement. Switching again, going back to side one, this time holding the thigh so you can straighten and bend a couple of times this right leg. Not a couple of times, we'll probably do it several times. Try to keep the movement very relaxed. We're not attached to some result or a straight leg or any of that. We're just feeling the movement. Releasing, switching sides, holding behind the thigh, straightening and bending. You might notice this leg feels different than the other leg. We're usually a little more, well, we use one more than the other. And I noticed on my walks lately, I always step up on the curb with my right leg. And so I actually have to stop and step up with the left. It's like just favoring the right constantly. So this one probably feels different than the first side. Releasing. Let's go back again to the first side. And now you'll try in slow motion. Slow motion, you're going to try to straighten the leg. You'll see mine gets a little bouncy because it's like I'm resisting, like I don't want to straighten, but I'm trying to straighten. So just try to feel that in your body. It's kind of strange. Don't worry if you're like, what is she doing? It's just a slow motion, straightening the leg, but pretending that you don't want to. My leg is shaking a lot. And then even more odd is that we try then to bend with resistance. Bend, bend, all the muscles trying to figure out what you're doing. And I hit my chair. And when you finish, switching sides, slow motion with resistance, trying to straighten the leg. Try not to grip your fingers or your toes or your face. This side is even harder for me to do. An odd movement. And then you can try bending with resistance, as if I were holding, as if something were blocking the leg. Oh, calf cramp. Gifts all around. Okay, release. Take a full in breath, full out breath. Let your legs rest, and you'll begin to take one arm up and over, bring it back, and then the other arm, alternating shoulder flexion. You might touch the floor behind you, or wherever you go is the perfect amount. Notice where your palms are facing. You can try all the ways. I usually prefer palms facing center. Continue with this pattern, or we'll work a little bit with the brain. So you'll take one arm up and over and back, and the second arm, and then both arms. So you'll do a single, single, and a double. One arm, and then a double. You may notice that the range gets a little bit more comfortable as you do it. As you keep this movement going, the body says, oh, all right, this is safe, feels good. Taking a few more breaths here, loving on the shoulders. Gotta be able to reach up and grab some joy. And make sure you feel even. You'll come back to stillness. Full inhale, full exhale. And we'll take thread the needle. So left leg on top. So there's a lot of ways we can do this. If you're using a chair, I can let my right leg rest on the chair. Or I could scoot forward and use part of the chair to make the pose feel a little bit different. If you're not using a chair, feel free to leave your right foot on the ground or hug your legs in. I even have a rung on this chair, so kind of a happy medium between intense and really relaxed. So see what kind of prop you have and what your hip would like today. This is a practice listening to the body, and oftentimes people aren't aware, but as yoga practitioners, you become more and more aware. And feel free to change the position. We're going to stay on this side, but you might try something a little different. Let your next in-breath be really full. Fill all the way up. And open your mouth. Exhale. Letting go, letting go, letting go. And we'll switch to the second side. You don't have to do the same exact thing, different hip. So what feels right in this hip? Where do you feel the best? Feel free to change the shape, making it a little gentler or a little more intense. And then go back to your breath. Your next inhale, filling up, filling up, filling up. And an open mouth exhale. Releasing the legs. Letting your arms float up into the sky. You can make some circles or let this turn into conductor arms. Any fluid, kind of flowing movement that feels good with the arms, the fingers, the hands, the wrists, and breath. And let your arms rest. You might bring your hands to your belly or one hand belly, one hand heart. Just check in. We've been into the hips and the shoulders. If you're with your legs on the chair, then this is a gentle inversion. Take a few more breaths right here. And release your hands. If you're on the chair, you'll want to scoot the chair out of the way. Gently giving it a little loving push. And we're going to roll onto our sides, fetal pose. Please add any cushions that you need underneath your hip, underneath your head and your neck. You want to be completely supported in fetal pose. You can have a pillow between the legs. Just make sure that you feel comfortable. We'll start with the top arm and we're going to bring the fingertips to the shoulder and we'll make some circles, small or big, any size, fingertips touching the shoulder. Switching direction. And letting your arm rest. It can rest in front of your body or on the side of your body. And because we're on our side now, focus your breath into the back body. Imagine when you breathe, your low back and your upper back are expanding. And you'll notice the belly and the chest and the sides, especially the side that you're lying on, but really just imagine creating space around the spine. When you're ready, take the pillow out from between the legs, and we'll speak to the hip again. So the legs are stacked. Keep your feet together and lift the knee and lower. And then keep your knees together, lifting the foot and lower. We go back and forth between these movements. Either the knees are touching or the feet. So internal and external rotation for your hip. You probably feel it in the side of the buttocks, maybe inner and outer thigh. It's not a big movement, and you want to stay neutral in your spine. Try not to lean back. Imagine that you have a wall behind you. And let's try one more each way. And you can put your cushion back in and go back to the breath, especially imagining breath in the back body. At any time, you can reuse your mantra, inhaling I am, exhaling light, love, joyful. Yogi's choice. You can repeat what we did with fingertips touching the shoulder. I'm going to give two more choices. You can also take your full arm and go all the way around, maybe with a twist in the upper back. Or you can do the open book, which is basically your arm comes out in front of your chest, and then you go up and over, opening the book. And you just go as far as feels good. You get a thoracic twist here too. So upper back. Any variation. We'll do several. So you could do a few full circles and a few open books, and maybe even a few of the epaulette arm circles, they're called. So let's do 2 or 3 more. And when you're finished, take the pillow out again from between the thighs. Legs are stacked. Your arm can rest in the front or on the side. This would actually add a little bit of weight to the work that we're going to do. You're going to lift and lower the leg. Again, a small movement goes a long way. Keep your spine neutral, not tipping back. And if you want to experiment, you can do straight leg and bent leg. I find that the slower you go on these, the more twinkle lights that show up. Rest whenever you need or want. And we'll do a few more. If you're really needing something more, I'm not sure why, just don't let the legs touch. Only go up and then just come down almost to touch. And if you don't actually let the legs connect, you'll probably find some more work on the outer hip. Oh my, maybe I've had quite enough of that. One more. Good. Pausing. Take 3 deep breaths here. You can open your mouth for the exhale. And when you're ready, you'll transition to your second side. Setting yourself up with all the props that you would like. Let me get this chair out of the way. Supporting your head and your neck. Having a pillow between the thighs. And maybe extra cushion underneath the hip. Sometimes just we need that little extra support. We'll start with fingertips on the shoulder, circling, small or big. Switching direction. Almost like we're making some art with our elbow. You had your favorite color on there. You'd be making this beautiful kind of messy circle. Or maybe your circle is perfection. And releasing the arm, take a full breath in, full breath out. And we'll go down to the hip, removing the pillow, imagining your wall behind you for support. Keep the knees together and lift the foot and the lower leg, and then feet together and the knee will lift. Whole different scenario on this side, just a different experience. Notice the quality of your breath. Pausing whenever you would like. One more each way. And bring your pillow back in for support between the thighs, between the legs. And you might remember some choices here. We can do open book, top arm with a thoracic twist, straight arm up and open the book, or repeating some of the circles with fingertips touching, or maybe your full arm roaming around. You can make it as big and dramatic as you'd like, or in my case, very small, barely twisting in the upper spine. Make it yours. Switching direction, unless you're open booking. You might try a few of a different choice if you'd like. Nice, calm, easeful breath. Couple more breaths here. And we pause. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. And we'll remove the cushion. Imaginary wall supporting you behind. And the top leg will lift and lower any amount. And you can try a straight leg. Maybe you like the idea of not letting the legs touch, or maybe you want to do a few and rest and then come back again. Begin again. That's a practice in yoga, because every time we show up, we're different. Every time we show up for the practice, and we learn with a beginner's mind. So we don't know it all. We're always learning. The body and the mind, for sure, we will never know it all. A couple more. And pause and rest. You can put the pillow back in if you'd like. We'll spend a few breaths here focusing on the breath in the back body. Making space, low back and upper back. Full breaths. And 2 more whole body breaths. And you'll roll back onto your back. You can stretch your legs out. And take your right leg to the right, any amount, and your left leg follows. Just find some length and maybe a little stretch where we were just working. If you'd like, you can reach your arms up and over, and you can scoot the upper body. We're just going to have a couple of breaths on each side, just taking up some length and space on the side body, on the front body, and on parts of the back body. And slowly coming back to center. Left leg to the left, right leg follows. Maybe add your arms, maybe do a little scoot with the upper body. Breathing into this stretch sensation. And slowly come back to center. Set yourself up for rest. Shavasana. We're going to do point of light meditation in honor of our twinkle lights, of candlelight, of all the lights, including your bright light. You'll use your imagination and just think of a light, whichever kind popped into your mind is the perfect one. And then you want to make sure that you're just comfortable, arms by your sides, supported. You can certainly cover up with a blanket if you need. And I'll be guiding you just right around the body with point of light. Starting at the crown of your head, point of light at the crown of your head. Point of light at the space between your eyebrows. Point of light at your throat. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, palm of your right hand. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, palm of your left hand. Point of light at your heart. Point of light at your navel. Point of light at the base of your spine. Point of light at your right hip, right knee, right ankle, sole of your right foot. Point of light at the base of your spine. Point of light at your left hip, left knee, left ankle, sole of your left foot. Point of light at the base of your spine. Point of light at your heart. Invite a deeper breath. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, light. Wiggle fingers and toes. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, love. And take a full body stretch if you'd like, reaching through the legs and the arms. And bend your knees. Once again, roll onto your side, fetal pose. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, joyful. Bring yourself up to sit. You can have your hands, excuse me, touch in front of your heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here, yogis. You're all